him at one.
That's the names these ladies gave his butt cheeks.
Canonically named ass cheeks. This is the edge that he needed.
I'm gonna kill you!
Okay. This is Nightwing versus Daredevil. Let's take a look, guys. I don't know. I think Nighthawk wins this one, right? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
In a world where superhumans can fly through the sky or lift buildings over their head, it takes a lot more than a pair of tights for
Why
a
did
mere
my
mortal
bot
to
just
stand out
like,
from the
it's like
crowd.
my bot just decided to start
But
working all
these
of a sudden. What was that?
Guys have it covered.
Nightwing,
Okay.
the original protege of Batman.
And Daredevil, Marvel's man without fear. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death
Yeah,
battle.
announcements, man. What the heck? So wait a second. Daredevil is, of course, he is blind. He's definitely not as strong as a lot of other superheroes, right? He's still very, very strong, but if he's gonna go up against somebody that has all of their senses and stuff, it's gotta be kind of hard for him to go toe-to-toe. He is very strong, though. I do know that. I guess we'll find
In
out.
modern times, the questionable whimsies of the circus are all but dead.
And good riddance, because the world doesn't need any more clowns.
Yet in its heyday, few performances could top the trapeze mastery of the Flying Graysons.
Well, until a mobster cut their cord on life short. Literally.
But they had a son,
Oh.
young yet just as talented as them. Orphaned and alone, all seemed hopeless for Dick Grayson.
Until he scored the coolest
poor Dick
foster dad in the
Grayson.
friggin' universe. The goddamn Batman.
And under the Cape Crusader, Dick wasn't just a son, he was a sidekick, a superhero.
Imagine you get adopted and this like really rich guy's like, hey, guess what? You're gonna wear a suit and you're gonna be a superhero, okay? And by the way, I'm never gonna be around because I'm super rich and I'm too busy doing other stuff, okay? So deal with it.
He was Robin. Until he wasn't.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You got knocked the out, man!
Robin spent many, many years kicking bad guys around the back alleys
Wait,
of
he just
Gotham.
decided randomly he was gonna stop being Robin? Oh, is that what Nightwing is? Okay, that must be Nightwing. Yeah, that must be
City
Nightwing.
with his new dad. Who could forget the time he crushed Blockbuster under a truck, or when he whipped out that shark repellent? Never leave home without it, kids.
The shark
But then
repellent.
Batman suddenly realized, you know what? Bringing kids into battle is actually a bad idea.
Who knew, chat? Who knew?
So he fired him, and then promptly forgot this little revelation.
Holy time to update
He
the
fired
resume,
him, what?
Batman. Probably for the best, though. I mean, come on. The kid didn't even have a proper pair of pants. What's your problem, Bruce?
I didn't know he fired him. That's wild.
Whoa, the mouth on this one.
Actually, it was for the best, though not in the way
That's the
Batman
first
hoped.
Robin, got you.
Inspired by a story of an ancient Kryptonian superhero, Dick took to the streets by himself with a brand new uniform and a brand new name. From then on,
Oh,
he would be known
I see.
as Nightwing.
Okay, got you. So basically, this is like edgy Robin when he decided to go out and do his own thing. Is that basically what this is, chat? He's just doing his own thing, just being a normal superhero, but he's not like associated with Batman or like a sidekick. Oh, he's not edgy. Okay, my bad.
I
mean, he kinda looks edgy.
He sure knows how to mold a kid into a criminal-crushing machine. With
He looks a little
expertise in
edgy.
taekwondo, ninjutsu, aikido, and a bunch of other styles, Nightwing is one of the finest martial artists in comic book history.
No doubt helped by his world-class acrobatic skills. He is one of only 3 people on Earth who are capable of performing a quadruple flip.
And between the fancy schooling he got at
That's cool.
Hudson U and being a founding member of the Teen Titans, he's got brains and brawn. Plus a whole lot of
That is
weapons.
true, yeah.
Nightwing's suit is
I kind of
lightweight,
forgot about the
bulletproof,
Teen
and
Titans.
makes
Like,
virtually no
I mean, that's a pretty big deal, actually, chat. So he knows what he's doing. He's interacting with some pretty strong forces. I mean, I still am kind of edging towards Nightwing, but I feel like there's something with Daredevil where he's done something that I'm not
the sound
aware of.
moving. The blue colors even turn black while in the dark. His mask features a holographic UI complete with night vision and a spectral analyzer.
He's rocking utility belts on his wrists and ankles full of lockpicks, smoke pellets, and staples that are so strong
That's
they
cool,
can
that's
support
cool.
the weight of a freaking helicopter.
He also carries a rebreather, grapple gun, and wingdings.
That weird alien font with all the shapes? Oh, I'll figure out your secret one day, Wingdings.
No, more like the batarangs or thrown
But
sharks.
not much,
The
got you.
standard wingdings are extremely sharp, but he
I didn't know those were called wingdings. I thought they were just like batarangs or something
also
like that.
carries dulled, ultrasonic, and explosive
Wingdings,
variants.
that's cool.
But let's get to the good stuff. like his 2 screaming sticks
Eskrima sticks.
that are great for beating the shit out of
Screaming
people.
sticks, hey,
And
yo.
they'll be pretty shocked when they find out Nightwing has wired them with 50,000-volt tasers.
Despite
Hey,
their
yo.
falling out, Nightwing clearly remains inspired by the gadgets and skills of his
Oh, he
bad
literally
mentor,
gave up on
and he's
Batman.
put
Oh my
them
god.
to good use.
He's strong enough to punch people through solid walls and smash through a sheet of ice from underwater and hold back the 19,000 pounds per square inch bite force of an orca.
And while
What
breaking
the
a car doesn't sound impressive, Nightwing's done so while the car was underwater, and therefore
That's crazy.
pressurized. To pull this off, he needed to impact the glass with over 24,000 pounds per square inch.
He's quick enough to dodge point-blank gunfire, skilled enough to leap through the city while blindfolded, and tough
What
enough
the
to survive falling off a building.
Generally, any unsafe
I didn't
landing
realize
over
how strong
21
he
feet
was.
is guaranteed to break bone.
And Nightwing dropped 140 feet onto his butt, and he was fine. And we've all fallen on our tailbone. That shit sucks.
At one point, Nightwing spent
Okay, chat. He's actually built different. He can fall from like high heights. He can take a few shots. I don't think Daredevil can do that, right? Yeah, I don't think Daredevil can take that many like hard hits.
hours patrolling city
He's like
streets
borderline
looking for the
superhuman,
criminal
exactly.
mastermind Two-Face, and an additional 5 or more hours collecting evidence. A 2010 study on sleep deprivation
What's up,
noted that
Tootsie? How are
72
you?
hours without sleep leads to a number of horrendous side effects, including hallucinations.
But he just deals with
But when
it.
it was time to leap between blimps hundreds of feet in the air and give Two-Face the beatdown he deserved, you couldn't even tell Nightwing was in desperate need of a nap. And don't forget, he was trained by the #1 detective in the world. He's good enough to solve a kidnapping with a single look at the scene of a crime.
Scooby-Doo?
Even more impressive,
Yeah,
he
Scooby-Doo is the #1 detective in the world, by the way,
once
chat.
performed a skydive at 930 miles per hour, which took all of 15 minutes. That puts his starting position around 25
What?
miles high and free-falling faster than the speed of sound. For reference, real-life Austrian athlete Felix Baumgartner performed a similar great leap from 24 miles up, hitting a maximum speed over 800 miles per hour.
Oh, that's
to pull
wild.
this off, he needed a specialized suit to protect him from the extreme
He just,
cold,
like, took it like
unfiltered
it's
sunlight,
nothing.
and lack of oxygen. One mistake in movement could have put him into a rapid spin, rendering him unconscious and causing his blood to boil.
And Nightwing just did it
That
without
is
any
wild.
of that. Damn.
He's certainly
He
tough, but
just
he's
did
had his
it.
fate.
He just straight up was like, you know what I feel like doing today? Let's just go jump off from fucking space. Why not?
Fair share of losses. His scarred body is proof of that.
And eventually, him and Bats finally made up. He even took up the cowl himself when Batman was out for a while. Nightwing is one superhero
Oh,
who
I didn't know that.
always
That's
come
cool.
out on top, along with his partners, Jim and Juan.
What?
I mean, it's right here in the intern's notes. Who's Jim and Juan?
Oh, that's the names these ladies gave his butt cheeks.
Oh, well,
Hey,
guess
yo,
you can't argue
yo.
with the
Wait. He has canonically named ass cheeks. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I gotta give it to Nightwing. This is the edge that he needed to beat Daredevil. He needed his ass cheeks. Name chat. All right, this makes a lot more
ass
sense
on
now.
that dick.
Nobody can beat him.
I haven't used that name in a long time. Call me Nightwing.
Hey, yo, he's got
Before
them
he
cheeks.
became the man without fear, Matthew Murdock was the son of a professional boxer named Battling Jack.
Oh my god, actually, you know what's cool? The new series is about to come out. I've been watching the old one when I can. I don't have a lot of time, but it's been really good,
Sounds
actually.
like a badass. But Jack actually boxed because it was the only thing he
Yeah, I
was
need to
good
name,
at. And
each
he
of my
needed
boob.
money to get his kid through school so that little Matt would have a better
Yeah,
life
each
than
boob
he
needs
did.
a name.
Oh,
Old
what a
one's
good
pretty good,
dad.
actually.
He's punching people for his kid.
Matt still trained in secret with his father's exercise equipment, molding himself into a powerful fighter and an expert acrobat. This new athletic ability would come in handy when he witnessed a blind man walking right in front of a speeding truck.
Feeling especially heroic that day,
I thought he was just like a regular guy before the accident happened, so it's kind of cool to know he was already pretty like well trained.
Matt dove in to push the guy to safety, but the truck crashed, sending some weird acid stuff flying all over Matt's face.
From that day forward, Matt was permanently blind.
No.
Still, Matt did not give up on the dream his father wanted. He earned his degree with flying colors and founded a law firm with his friend Foggy Nelson. Things were actually looking up for him.
Well, except for when his dad was killed by a mobster for ruining a rigged boxing match. Because you can't be a
Yep.
superhero unless you've lost your parents.
I'll let you know if they did a great job of this in the original Daredevil series. They went like straight off of this. Like this is literally perfect.
Matt was distraught. His world had come crashing down
Yeah, they
around
really
him,
hit
and
it,
he couldn't even see it
perfectly
happen.
on the nose.
But he could hear it, smell it, feel it.
Yeah, 'cause turns out that radioactive goop didn't just blind Matt, it gave him superpowers. So he dressed up like the devil himself and
What the
literally
fuck is
scared
that outfit? What is that outfit? Oh no, I don't like
monster
that.
to death.
That
And
looks
so,
goofy.
Daredevil was born.
I don't like that outfit. It's very goofy.
Many blind people, particularly those born with it, experience a rewriting of the brain to heighten their other senses, somewhat making up for their lack of sight.
Something similar happened to Daredevil, except like 100 times greater.
His touch became so sensitive, he can tell when a person is close to him simply from the disturbance in the air. His ears can pick up the faintest of sounds. From the
I'm wondering if his superpower is so good that Nightwing is not going to be able to touch him or like actually like hurt him in any way because he's going to be able to avoid him. A small consideration.
slightest movement of an enemy to the rising heartbeat of someone who's lying. His taste can detect each separate ingredient in any recipe, including poisons, and his nose can track you down like a bloodhound.
Who needs eyes when you can sense everything around you to the smallest detail? But he couldn't use his blind powers as
That is
well as he
true.
does without the training under a super secret warrior named Stick. No relation.
With Stick's help, Matt mastered several fighting
Ah, yes,
styles,
Stick!
including ninjutsu, Krav Maga,
The
and Kung
greatest,
Fu.
the greatest
And get
warrior
this,
of all time.
Stick had basically the same blind powers as Daredevil.
Whoa. Silk sheets.
Thanks to him, Matt learned how to hone his senses. To
If his
know
skin
and
is that
maneuver through
sensitive,
his
imagine how
surroundings
painful
even
things
better
must
than
be.
those with working eyes. He also
That's
learned
true.
how to tap into something
I didn't think
called
about
an
that.
atom-induced radar sense.
Like that thing that bats do when they bounce sound around to see in the dark or whatever.
Sort
Oh.
of. That's sonar, or echolocation, and
Who has seen the original Ben Affleck Daredevil? That movie is so bad, chat. It's so bad.
he can use it too. But thanks to his radioactive origins, Daredevil can actually emit electromagnetic
so bad.
energy waves from his body, which bounce off objects in his vicinity, painting a picture of his surroundings in his head. This
Have you
means
guys
he
ever
doesn't-
seen the animation? It's really, really bad. I mean, it's like horrible. Hold on. He's like so much tinier than the rest of everything.
doesn't even need sound to find
That's
and take down
true.
an opponent.
So he's got a ton of ways
But
to
even
make
for
up
like
his
2003 standard, it was really bad.
eye problem. But he's also got some awesome gear to help him take out the bad guys. Like his
I'm
devil
excited for
suit
the new
that's
series.
bulletproof, shockproof, flameproof, and a perfect backup plan whenever he forgets to prep for a Halloween party.
For combat, he built a versatile weapon out of his most innocuous possession.
Not
a
the
walking-
Green Lantern
By
movie
day, he's a
with
feeble
Ryan
black
Reynolds. That is like the worst movie of all time. Gotta be top 10 worst movie of all
man
time.
slowly tapping across the road. But by night, he whips out the horns and snaps his cane into a high-tech billy club.
The club houses a cable, hidden blades, a recording device, and explosive
Yeah, that's very
pellets.
true. It's a
It
shame
even
because
turned
Ryan
into a
Reynolds is great.
boomerang. Man, where do I get one of these? You don't have to be blind, right?
No, but
That's
you
cool.
shouldn't. You already destroy everything without a super club.
Well, I'd need to practice to throw it as well as he does. You know how Captain America tosses his shield all over the place and it always seems to come back to him? Well, Daredevil does the exact same thing. And he can throw it hard enough to bust concrete. He's super strong. He can lift a 400-pound barbell and chuck it as casually as when I toss a beer away if it's time for a new one.
He's quick enough to deflect bullets with his
I do wonder if that's stronger than Nightwing punching through the cart. I don't think so, but that's still really cool that
billy
he's
club,
that strong.
and skilled enough to bounce one back so it killed the man who fired it in the first place.
Bet that guy wasn't expecting that. It looks like he's
What
firing
the
a
heck?
Glock, which
He's
has a muzzle
busted.
speed of about 1,200 feet per second.
At just 20 feet away, Daredevil had to react within 17 milliseconds to avoid getting hit. And while he couldn't survive a shot to the head, he's powered
I mean,
through
Nightwing
a heck
did,
of a lot when compared to the average human.
Dodge like
He's
a close-up
survived
bullet.
zaps from Electro, whose power can burn through metal. He's fallen multiple stories and walked away. Powered through a napalm explosion
I think it's gonna be a really close battle, chat. I'm gonna call it right now.
and been hit by a 5-foot bar swung by the ox.
They're pretty much
who can
borderline
tear
just
through
like
metal
superhuman.
cages and lift more than 800 pounds.
I haven't watched that one,
His
Roman.
keen control over his nervous system has also helped him resist tranquilizers and toxins. But his super senses are also
That's
his
cool.
biggest weakness.
They may give him way more field awareness than most anybody else, but if his opponent knows how his powers work, they can overload his senses with an extremely loud noise or a really bad smell. Like if you had a truckload of screaming skunks you could throw at him. That'd probably work, right?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be pretty rough. Like, Viltrumites, you know, they have a weakness to the
But
sound.
even with those weaknesses, Daredevil is a fearsome foe for anyone who would face him, even if he can't see them.
He even managed to balance his life of law and the crime fighting, and became a huge success on his own. Papa Boxer would be proud.
I do wonder if it's really going to be about Nightwing hitting him, because if it's kind of like a drawn-out battle, I think Nightwing is smart enough to figure out how he's going to be attacking, how his power works, and come up with a plan to stop it, because he is incredibly intelligent, both of them are.
I'm gonna kill you!
Okay,
Take your shot.
All right, the
Exactly,
combatants are set.
exactly.
Let's end this debate once
yeah,
and for
going to be
all.
their greatest
But
weakness.
first,
Oh, I think I dropped something down here. What is this? Oh my God, it's a subscribe button. Wow. Well, since we're here, guys, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me a ton. Okay, back to the video. This is a live action battle, so this is very different. I'm very excited to see how this one goes. Yeah, this is actually super cool. I love this. What a cool idea, actually. It is. It's like Deadliest Warrior, kind of. Must have taken a lot to put together the choreography and all that stuff. Must have taken a lot of effort, you know, chat?
I know you're there. You can leave now, or I can drag
Yeah,
you
Winter
out.
Soldier versus Red
It's your
Hood.
choice.
I'll have to check that one out later.
Ooh, I'm shaking in my boots, especially looking at the Prince of Darkness. But that case over there is part of an investigation I've been working, so why don't you hand it over, and I'll get out of your horns. Is that a no then?
Yeah, Jumbo, I'm gonna get to that one next. At some point. Honestly, like, solid choreography so far. I'm not gonna lie, chat, this is actually really good. Looks like a lot of those shows they used to put on at a CW, you know what I mean? Like, this looks actually pretty good. More solid than I was expecting, to be honest. He just stood there like, nah, bro. Yeah, if that hit, that would cause some big damage. The CW if they locked it. Yeah. I liked Arrow. Arrow was good. They really did. They really did. I liked Green Arrow. It was good. Or Arrow, sorry. Discombobulate. Discombobulate.
What are you?
Oh, he's not playing around.
Better.
I've never watched Smallville. Oh, that was sick. In Arrow, you guys might know this. The girl that played his sister is actually the voice actress for Aqua in Kingdom Hearts. Here comes the pain. Oh, you just actually f***ed yourself. That was actually a horrible idea. Yeah, you just made it worse for yourself through IQ move. But he might figure out his power now. No, not Konosuba Aqua. Oh my god.
wish I could see the look on your face.
Me too.
I figured it out. They figured it out. What is that? Wait, what the f is that? Is that like Zahando? What the f is that? Just a shot glove.
See you in hell.
The hand of gooning. The ultimate gooning hand. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. That was kind of my worry if he figured out his weakness like that. Wow, yeah, it literally, he's like, Zahando! This makes a lot of sense to me. Like, they're very evenly matched, but unfortunately, Daredevil just has that one weakness. It's too much. Now, I will say this about the battle. Most of the death battles you watch are like super grand and like crazy, right? So it's kind of cool to see one that's a little bit more like scaled back. It's more realistic. I like this in its own way. I see why they didn't continue it, but I think it's just cool to like do it every once in a while. So really nice, really nice.
Was that live action? We can do that now?
This was possibly one of our closest matchups to date. Despite lacking a true superhuman physique, both Nightwing and Daredevil were extremely skilled and deadly fighters.
When it came to overpowering each other, they were pretty dead even.
Yeah, it's nice to have
based on
some
their
realistic
previous feats,
ones.
we can tell that Nightwing seemed a little stronger and more acrobatic, and Daredevil seemed a little quicker to react.
But these differences were extremely minimal. It's actually feasible that these two could pull off almost all the exact same feats.
Keyword being almost.
Right.
Yeah, that
With
makes
such
a lot
similar
of
physical
sense,
abilities,
actually.
This really came down to their arsenal, Nightwing's gadgets and Daredevil's superpowers. At first glance, these could simply counter each other, making this match completely even again. For example, both could take advantage of the dark with night vision or super senses, but only one set was perfectly suited to actively disrupt the other.
I mean, again, I think Nightwing is like, they're equally smart, so they're equally going to be able to figure out each other's weaknesses. But Nightwing's weakness is not, it's just him getting like actually like beat up, right? Like he has to lose in a fight. Daredevil just has that one weakness that can be exploited to like a big deal.
Remember Nightwing's scanning mask? There's no way he couldn't notice those electro waves Daredevil's radar sense was sending everywhere. Even Mr. Magoo could have figured out something was weird here, let alone
Yeah,
the guy
exactly.
trained by freaking Batman. You know, the greatest detective
He's gonna
in the
figure it
world.
out.
Through a little hand-to-hand action, Nightwing was certainly clever enough to recognize Daredevil's reliance to sound over sight, and had the perfect counterweapon.
Especially since like it went dark as well. Like he basically like figured out his power right then. Because if you're gonna block stuff in the dark, it's either like you have the power or something's on your like you have a special tool or like your vision or something.
The ultrasonic wingding.
It's like
Look,
basic
I'm
deduction.
sure there were several possible scenarios where Daredevil could have pulled off the win, but more times than not, Nightwing takes this thanks to his athletic skill, detective training, and high-tech gadgets. All he had to do was dare to wing it.
The winner is Nightwing.
I feel like this is a fair one, chat. To be honest, like, I went into this thinking Nightwing would win anyway, but I do like when you can look at a death battle and go, okay, pretty much universally, I think everybody agrees on this. I don't know. Let's go look in the comments and see if anybody had anything to say. Imagine listening to a weapon called the ultrasonic wing ding. What the f? Yeah, like, nobody really, like, is complaining about this at all, so I think it's a very fair one. It's always nice to see ones that kind of, like, are that way, right? Because sometimes we've seen ones in the past, especially, like, specifically the Alucard and Dio one that was so divisive, but this one I think went really well. I like this one quite a lot.